Hello, Pisces. Thank you for joining me. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and we are doing September readings today. This is a love reading for the month of September, but it is not your typical romance love reading. It is a self-love reading and an inquiry with spirit into how we can better love ourselves and how we can deepen our relationship with spirit, our connection to the divine, and our inner knowing. I have a series of questions that we will be asking Spirit on behalf of Pisces, and I have a variety of decks that we'll be using. This is a general reading. It may not resonate with all of you. It is not a direction meant to indicate what you must or must not do. It is not guidance for you to do anything outside of what you wish to do. You have control of your life. That is a very important point, especially when coming to these videos on YouTube for guidance. It is spirit you need to communicate with, and I am just a channel for spirit. So that being said, I do want to say there are many excellent readers on YouTube, and many of them will be doing romantic love guidance for the month of September, and I encourage you to go check out their videos. It is possible a couple of the videos we've done have pulled in romance as part of the quest for self-love and improving how we love ourselves and how we connect to spirit, but it may not have anything to do with romance. And if what you're seeking is some romance guidance, some discussion of romantic love or divine feminine or divine masculine, twin flames, twin souls, that sort of topic, subject matter, I would advise that this is probably not the video for you, though we never know what spirit will bring forward, right? I'm going to be using this deck, which is the Mythic Tarot deck. This is my deck that I've been working with for 30 years. So I don't think you can still buy this version, but you may be able to buy a second edition on Amazon. We will also work with the Illuminated Tarot. This is a deck of 52 cards, so it overlays the major arcana onto some of the suit cards. This is what the box looks like. Caitlin Keegan is the author and illustrator, I believe. And you may be able to find that one on Amazon. I believe I bought it at Anthropology. Let's see. We also will use the Thoth Tarot. This is the Aleister Crowley Golden Dawn version of the tarot deck. It is, come on camera. It's a little different. Some of the meanings are different. Some of the layout of the cards are different. There are no kings in this deck, so where we need to have some clarification, I have some guidance we can check on for that. We will use the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck from Kim Kranz, which you may have seen with other readers, for a little bit of guidance. We will have one oracle deck here as well, and this is, what is this one called? The Oracle of Mystical Moments. Katrin Wells Stein. This is also available on Amazon. And then we'll pull one of the Making Magic cards at the end for a little bit of final guidance from Spirit. Pardon me just one moment. Okay, sorry about that. I needed to clear my throat. These monthly readings are quite a bit longer than the ones that I normally do, so my throat's getting a bit tired, I think, or maybe there's something that it hasn't actually been this way on every video. So maybe, Pisces, there's something that you are holding back from saying that needs to come out. There's something stuck in your throat, metaphorically. I'm going to shuffle 3 times. We're taking 3 cards from this deck. If something comes out, we will put that into our 3. If nothing jumps, then we'll take the 3 off the top. And this will be the set of cards for our first set of questions for Spirit. We have first, what does Pisces need to focus on for the month of September? Second, what does Pisces subconscious want to say to him or her that is being ignored? And third, how can Pisces be more true to themselves in September? One more. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Some fire here. There's a lot of fire here. Okay, so first question, what does Pisces need to focus on for this month? So this is going to be our main energy here, and it's the King of Wands. The wands are our passion, fire, this inspiration energy for you this month, it seems, Pisces. And the king, more particularly, is about being a leader, seeing the big picture. You know, you're on top of things, you're collecting the information that is needed, and you're leading those around you effectively. There's a confidence there, and you feel like you have the resources, the wherewithal, the internal strength to overcome the challenges that you're facing. It's a good positive energy to start, and Spirit believes that this is what you need to be focusing on: your leadership abilities, your confident leadership, and ability to overcome challenges. So what does pardon me, my throat is really giving me a hard time today. This the Hierophant is coming in as an answer to the question of what does Pisces subconscious want to say to him or her that is being ignored. The Hierophant, it brings this energy of conformity, living ethically, actively seeking the answers to philosophical questions. It can come to you in the form of a spiritual or a psychological mentor. It can be an authority, some interaction with authority. It is traditionally this sense of there are priests, there are keepers of the knowledge, and they share it. So they have the connection to divine, and then they share out what they hear from divine to the people that don't have the connection to divine. So here, I think in this deck, this is Chiron, the wounded healer. I believe that's who is represented here, but I could be wrong about that. I don't have the guidebook, so I apologize if I've got that incorrect. But what I'm sensing from Spirit here for you, Pisces, this month is your subconscious is telling you that there is no layer between you and the divine. You are logically saying to yourself that you understand that you know you can have a connection with divine, with Spirit, with God, with the goddess, whatever name you choose to give to that greater power, that guiding force. And you have been telling yourself that, yes, of course, you have a relationship to divine, but what your subconscious wants you to stop and realize is that you aren't fully believing it. And you need to understand that it's true. There doesn't need to be a priest or a high priestess or a teacher. Sorry, it won't focus. There doesn't need to be someone between you and the divine. You are divine. All of us are. All of us hold within ourselves that spark of creation. There's this, it's esoteric and it's difficult to grasp sometimes, but there is no them and us. There's only us. There's only we. We are divine. You and divine are the same. You are one. You are all that energy. And you don't need someone to tell you that you got it right. You don't need someone to tell you that you are in fact speaking to divine. You know. And you are entitled to have that direct line. that direct line to Spirit. So I don't know precisely what that's about. If you have been feeling that you have been called and that you are receiving messages from Spirit directly, but you're not quite believing it's true, you're doubting yourself maybe, and you're looking to external resources, external people to tell you what divine wants you to know. You're tuning in to my video, perhaps, Pisces, looking for me to tell you what Spirit wants to tell you. And what your subconscious wants you to appreciate is that all you have to do is find a quiet, still moment. And all of your answers are there. Your connection to divine doesn't require me. I'm here to help, but I'm not an essential part of the puzzle. So that's pretty deep. It's a pretty deep thing for Spirit to bring forward as your subconscious knowing that you're ignoring or that you need to pay attention to more. Your third question for Spirit: how can Pisces be more true to themselves this month in September? And we have here the Seven of Wands. And this is interesting because this is quite... try to understand how this works. The Seven of Wands is this rivalry. It's this battling. It's defending. It's holding your position. There's some strife. There's some disagreement. There's some bickering. There is this sense of having to be on the defensive. You're persevering, and that is an exceptional skill to work on and to develop in yourself. Perseverance. It's not a lot of fun while you're developing that skill, because usually it means you're under some sort of strain and pressure, and there is this, I don't get the sense that it's a massive thing, but there's this constant level of hassle that you are having to deal with, and you need to keep yourself positive and to keep your focus on your personal development. You need to kind of find a way to persevere. Okay, and I think that then this coming up from Spirit as a response to how can Pisces be more true to themselves in September. I think it is inviting you to sort of take 2 steps back mentally in any conflict you're involved in any set of hassles or frustrations or situations where you're in a position where you're feeling defensive, to take a few steps back mentally, to breathe, and to understand that these situations are all being presented to you to make you stronger, to bring you the skill set you're going to need for your journey ahead. There's something in your future that is going to require you to have the perseverance and grace of a saint, perhaps. And every little hassle you're dealing with now, every frustrating human being, every disagreement that it just doesn't make sense, why can't it be resolved? It's an invitation from Spirit for you to grow, for you to further your journey. And that is how you're going to be more true to yourself, by adjusting your perception of your day-to-day interactions and encounters, by adjusting your understanding of the situations you find yourself in, so that you see them with a sense of gratitude, that these are all gifts. All of it is a gift. Even the worst days are gifts from Spirit as your soul evolves and as you learn the lessons you need to learn for your journey ahead. I do apologize, the camera isn't focusing a little better up in here. I'm doing my best with that, but I know it's a little frustrating. So, our first 3 questions. And I think that's pretty interesting, Pisces. It looks like an interesting month for you, where you're being called to acknowledge and appreciate in yourself your leadership abilities, your confidence, in guiding others. You're being asked to get in touch with that understanding and knowing in your subconscious that you are divine, that you are directly linked with spirit, and you don't need the permission or the approval or the praise of an intermediary. You don't need someone to tell you that you're understanding what the divine wants from you. And in this last case where we are looking at what is going to help you be more true to yourself, it is to appreciate the qualities of your nature, the qualities of your personality that are being given chance to evolve through the challenges that you're facing. So we're going to take the Thoth Tarot for the next 3. And the next 3 questions are going to be, again, I'm going to shuffle, and I'll shuffle 3 times. If something jumps out, we'll take it. If not, we'll take the top 3. First question for Pisces. How does, not how, I keep saying how. What does Spirit need from you, Pisces, this month? We're always asking Spirit for things. Maybe Spirit needs something from us. What does Spirit need from Pisces this month? What should Pisces avoid in September? And what should Pisces be grateful for in September? Let's do one more. What does Spirit need from Pisces? What should Pisces avoid in September? What should Pisces be grateful for in September? All right, what does Spirit need? Spirit needs Queen of Discs. It's a strong energy of knowing that you are financially secure, that you have the resources you need. What should you avoid? The Priestess. Interesting. This is super interesting to me, the way this is coming up. We'll get into that in a second. I'm going to flip our 3rd card. What should Pisces be grateful for? Can you read it? Abundance. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's the 3 of Cups. All right. So, I'm going to just pull up this little guide here with regard to the Thoth Tarot, just to make sure we're getting the full understanding of the cards, because as I mentioned, it's a slightly different deck. It doesn't have kings. It has some different major arcana than the standard Rider-Waite tarot that most tarot decks we run into adhere with. I can't seem to focus it, so yep, we'll put it there. So the Queen of Discs in the Thoth Tarot, in the Thoth they speak about the purpose, the quality, the light, the shadow, the instinct of a card, of the energies of a card. So here the light aspects are feminine, fertility, birthing new things into this world, figuratively, literally. The shadow is frustration or being barren in the metaphysical, what's the word I'm looking for? Metaphorical, sorry. The metaphorical, maybe the metaphysical too. The metaphorical way, right? You're not able to create. That's the shadow here. But I'm not sensing the shadow in this reading. What I'm seeing more is that nature of your emotional life being strengthened and a striving to have material assurance. So the purpose of this energy is to make stable and safe foundations. And I think that what Spirit needs from you is to acknowledge that you have a stable and safe foundation to create. You may be feeling the need to create something. I don't know what. You could be baking a cake. You could be writing a book. You could be developing a special organization at the school that your children attend. You could be creating an art installation. You could just be working on a project at work that requires you to pull out your creativity. But what Spirit needs from you is for you to appreciate that you have a safe and stable foundation from which to create. And you don't need to doubt that. So that's what I'm hearing from Spirit on this one. It's saying, be confident. You are a leader in what you're in your realm. You are here and strong and stable and safe, and you can do this. You don't need to doubt it. I sense there is this lately for Pisces, and I think in the weekly reading, or maybe it was last week's, I forget if it was this week's or last week's, there was a serious indication of a lack of confidence. And I think that this is Spirit saying, okay, you don't need to be so concerned. You don't need to doubt yourself. Be more confident. It's okay to be confident. This is what was really interesting to me. What comes out as what you should avoid, Pisces, this month is the Priestess, okay? And the Priestess card has its own meaning, and it has lots of nuance. You know, it's a connection with the divine. It's this intuitive epitome. There is this sense of just connecting with the subconscious and the unknown, and really, to my reading, it's the highest energy, the highest spiritual energy in the Tarot. And what I find most interesting is if we look at it just as what's on, it is what it is, the Priestess. It's a religious leader, right? And in many circles, it is the highest authority within any sort of pagan or witchcraft or Wiccan type of environment. In many ancient cultures, there is this sense of the Priestess being the ultimate, the connection to the divine. And why I find it so fascinating is because we had here from your subconscious this understanding that you don't need a teacher. I mean, you could use a teacher, but you don't need a teacher to tell you what you feel or how divine wants to communicate to you, because you are getting direct reception. You are divine. There's no division there. You don't need the middle person. You don't need the Priestess to tell you what you know. Now, that isn't to say you don't need teachers. Of course, we all need teachers. I need teachers. I'm always looking for new people to learn from, to understand better the things that I intuitively feel. But the fact that this card is coming up in response to the very specific question, what do you need to avoid this month, Pisces, is fascinating to me, because it's aligned so well with that message from your subconscious. What you need to avoid this month is relying too heavily on external teachers, on external authorities, right? The Priestess, to tell you what your connection to divine is. Fascinating to me. All right, I'm going to look now and see if there's some further subtleties here for the Three of Cups in our Thoth Tarot. I have had the Thoth for a long time. I use it often, but I've only recently realized that there are some subtleties in difference between definitions and guidance for these cards from the standard Rider-Waite type of guidance. And I don't know how I missed that all these years, but we're always learning, right? So here, this is what are you meant to be grateful for this month, Pisces? And the Three of Cups is love. It's full of love. And you may be feeling like there isn't any in your life. And I think this is Spirit's guidance to say, absolutely there is, and you just need to open your eyes to see it. There's the love of animals. There's the love of family. Not all of us have families that are super loving, And there are obviously going to be people that have challenges with those families, and that relationship doesn't bring you that sense of pure love. But there are friends. There are moments in your day when you just feel that divine love around you. It has nothing to do with another human being or an animal or a plant. And I know it sounds a little crazy to say plants can love you, but if you have houseplants and you take care of them every day and you talk to them and they grow, you love them. And there is a very nurturing, sustaining aspect of love that comes from the things you care for and the things you take care of. I think that's what we're hearing here from Spirit, is for you to be grateful. This card's purpose is to work on the developing of your inner self. And the shadow for this card is to dive too deeply into desires and pleasures and primitive sensualities. So this isn't really in a position in this reading where you need to be so concerned, I think, about that shadow aspect. The instinct here is to grow and to receive love and to give it back with feeling. So Spirit is encouraging you, Pisces, to think about the love in your life and to be grateful for it. All the different types of love. And I think that's really a wonderful thing to focus on with your gratitude practice for the month. How does it work with the rest of this reading? Well, you're feeling a little bit attacked, I think. You're feeling like there's a lot of burden and you're having to defend. You're feeling like doubt about your spiritual practice, about your connection to divine. And I think that doubt, feeling burdened, a lot of this comes from feeling a lack of love, feeling a hollow spot where love should be. And what I'm hearing very clearly at this moment from divine is that there is lots of love around you. And if there's one type of love, if there's a romantic love missing, if there is an unconditional love from a parent missing, you may not be able to see all the love that is there. And I think Pisces, as a general rule, are so emotional and so giving and so concerned about the feelings of others, many Pisces being quite empathetic and soaking in like a sponge everyone else's emotions. We don't always find the Pisces able to just accept love. And I think that's your message from Spirit, Pisces, is that you need to be able to accept the love that is in your life. Even if it is just you and your guinea pig, right? You love that little thing, even if it's a pain in the ass sometimes, right? I don't know who that's for. Someone's got a guinea pig and it's adorable, but it's a serious pain in the ass. So anyway, back. We're going to focus back. We're going to look now at your lesson for the month of September. What is the lesson that you need to be working on this month, Pisces? We're going to use the Illuminated Tarot. I'm going to shuffle 3 times. If 2 cards come out, we'll use them. If not, then we will take one from the top and one from the bottom and see what your lesson for the month is. Fortunately for us, it has remained overcast, so the light is not blaring down through the skylights today. And that is a good thing because it messes with the lighting on the camera. Okay, let's see what we have. This is the Illuminated Tarot. Again, this is the one where there are only 52 cards and the major arcana are laid out over the suit cards on occasion. So we have first the Queen of Clubs. And I think that's Wands. I'll check. And then we have the Seven of Diamonds, which I believe is also the Sun card. But let us take a quick look. The Queen of Clubs. Yes, the clubs are the wands in a standard deck. Let me see if I can move this back a little so we can see all of the cards. Okay. So the lesson that you're working on this month, Pisces. What are you meant to be working on this month? Your lesson. You have the Queen of Clubs, Queen of Wands. Just like up here, again, with the Queen. Oh no, you had the King here. The King of Wands. Now you have the Queen of Wands, which brings a nice balance there. The King and the Queen wanting to be together generally. But this card is bringing in energies of confidence and strength. So again, we have confidence, right? Your lesson, you're meant to be working on your confidence. And then the Seven of Diamonds. And the diamonds are swords here in this deck. And it isn't the sun, it's the star. And what a beautiful energy that is. The Seven of Diamonds is about hope and healing. Oh, I'm going to cry. I think I might cry. Pisces, this is beautiful. You're working this month, your lessons this month, you're working on being confident and healing. And how beautiful that is. And I think this message from your subconscious about how you are divine, how you don't need someone to tell you what your spiritual experience is. I think that's a big part of this healing. That's really great. Look at that. That's beautiful. All right. Our next question. What needs to be let go of? What do we need to let go of this month, Pisces? What does Pisces need to let go of in order to love themselves more? That's the question. And we are going to shuffle 3 times, and if something doesn't come out, we will take the one on the bottom. What does Pisces need to let go of this month in order to love themselves more? Pisces need to let go of this month in order to love themselves more. Nothing jumping for you today, Pisces. That's all right. Phoenix. Wow. All right. This is what you need to let go of in order to love yourself more. This deck has alchemical symbols, and this is the ether. This is above, earth, air, fire, and water. This is spirit, essentially. Spirit's coming straight through for you today. Again, straight through to you. I am a conduit. I am not a teacher. You don't need anyone but yourself here to connect. So, the Phoenix card. I'm just going to read a little bit out of the book for you. This is about freedom from suffering, freedom from karma in the past. So past karma, reincarnation, your evolving past hurts and suffering. It is a transformation from the past. It doesn't mean running from it, denying it, or burning bridges with rage. The phoenix employs an advanced technique described in yoga as a burning of impurities through practice and dedication. It helps you to step beyond your fears and aversions. Helps you burn away the old baggage that you're carrying. You're no longer able to run from who you are, what has happened in the past. You're letting it go. And as it all burns away, with these wands up here, this wand's energy, it's all burning away. And as it does, you are lifting anew. You are rising from the ash as the phoenix does. True transformation. What does Pisces need to let go of in order to love themselves more? And Spirit is saying, you know, only you know, your past hurts, the baggage you're carrying, your fears, all of the suffering that has happened in your past, Pisces. It has served, and it is time to let it go. Wow. And it goes along with your lesson for the month, which is healing and being confident in who you are. And this is going to be quite a month for you, I think. There's a lot of soul work going on, but I don't really get a sense that it is difficult. It's just time. This is just where you've arrived. There's nothing difficult about it. It's a shift of your perception to see the value in the lessons you've been learning through the struggles you've gone through. We're going to look now at this oracle deck and see if Spirit has an answer to our next question, which is how can Pisces best support him or herself in September? How are we going to support ourselves best, Spirit, in September? Pisces going to support themselves best in September. We'll take off the bottom on this one too. Number 8, Rose Garden. If you can see clearly. Number 8, Rose Garden. I don't want to cover up your pretty phoenix there. I think I'll set her here. Let's see. Oh, it's not number 8. Did I say number 8? It's number 9. See? It looked like an 8 for a second. I can't get it to focus again. Number 9, Rose Garden. Sensitivity, awareness of nature, integrated whole, and strength. This is strength. This integrating of the whole. I mean, it works perfectly with this. That's beautiful. Look at this beautiful woman who is transformed into a flower. She holds a red blooming rose to the place where her heart belongs. Her hair has become a leaf blown by the wind. She is part of nature and grows stronger with her every gentle touch and loving gesture. Recognizing the love and receiving, right? She's not alone. Her friends, the caterpillars and butterflies, are here to visit. Thorns threaten to prick her, but she's not scared. A rose is beautiful and strong because of its thorns, not in spite of them. Because of the troubles and the challenges and the pains of the past, you are strong. You're strong, Pisces. And you are loved, and you need to be able to accept that love. And accept your divinity. And accept that all of these lessons were useful, but it's time now to let that baggage go. Wow. This is a rather long one this month for you, Pisces, but what a beautiful message. I think you're going to have the most phenomenal September if you open, if you have the strength that it says you have to be confident in your knowing. Yeah. Let's just see what we have here, if there's any message from Spirit. One last guiding message from Spirit for Pisces for September. One more shuffle. Oh. Oh. This is nice. Happy love. Can you see? Come on, focus. A joyful, stable partnership and good friends. How beautiful. What a nice way to end your reading. It may be that you're in a stable partnership and it is happier this month because you accept love that you've been having trouble accepting. Or it may be that you are in not a romantic partnership, but a friendship, and that it's really supportive. And as you become more you and more confidently you, that friendship can grow. Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that this message has reached those it's meant for. I really do appreciate so much you sharing this time with us. I think that my message coming through from Spirit, it's not my message, it's the message from Spirit. And I think that as this channel grows, as we have more subscribers, as more folks join us over on Facebook, the messages are getting out. And I am so grateful to all of you that are helping with that, because these messages that come through me, I felt called to start this channel to get them out there to the folks that need to hear them. And it's just wonderful to have our tribe growing. I do encourage you to send me any feedback that you have. You can make comments on this video. You can leave some comments over on the Facebook page. I'll also put the email address in the notes here, along with the names of the various decks that we've been using, in case you wanted to check those out for yourself. And thank you again for those of you that have subscribed. If you're so inclined as to subscribe, having not done so yet, please do. Thank you. I hope that you have the most wonderful September. It really does look like it's going to be an amazing adventure. I wish you every blessing. Bye, Pisces.